Right now, on this special edition of Wake Up CBUS, we have our first snow of the season today. This is a live look at the radar and our Skyview camera.
Our weather team has been tracking this system since the beginning of the week. This morning, we have everything you need to know before heading out the door, including how to prepare for this weather impact day.
Thank you so much for joining us for this special edition of Wake Up CBUS. I'm Tracy Townsend.
And I'm Jay Plyburn. This is, of course, a weather impact day. We have team coverage for you right now. 10 TV News reporter Kara Lake is live in Columbus with how ODOT is treating the roads at this hour.
Amy Steigerwald standing by, watching the roads with those detours and watchouts for you this morning. We'll start, though, with meteorologist Dylan Robichaud. You just stepped outside on this weather impact day.
Amy and I both just stepped outside, and right now your time is 7 a.m. on your Thursday, and I can tell you within the last 5 minutes we are getting some snow now moving into the metro area. Here's a look here at what we are seeing for your weather impact today. Notice that we are tracking rain, snow, and wind out here. You'll notice that as we work our way down to the south, we are tracking some warmer conditions. So that's why we are looking at some wet roadways down there. But as we look up to the north near Delaware, this is where conditions are colder. And in fact, we have seen from our cameras, our own Kira was up there just a few minutes ago, and she actually said that there is some snow sticking to the roadways up there. So as we work our way in, zooming in, look at those patches of some heavier snow that we are tracking. And then as we work our way down the south, of course, things are a little bit warmer. So some off and on snow showers. Look at the temperatures, though. They don't really warm up as we head throughout the day. We're going middle end of the 30s, and then we have the cold out here through the morning hours. So we're going to be looking at more snow and rain kind of mixed together for this afternoon going into tomorrow as well. I'm thinking mainly before at 9 a.m. There is a second round of snow that moves into Ohio. As we go into tonight, we could be looking at some slick spots out there with some black ice heading into tomorrow. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast, and you'll notice that we have the weather impact for today because of the snow showers. Tomorrow, it's not really precipitating a whole lot. We will get some rain and or snow, but we have that weather impact here in the morning. And then as we get a look here at that extended forecast, looking at better chances of rain mixing in for Monday, a brief shower possible on Tuesday, and then heading into Wednesday, we'll be looking at more rain late in the day. That could impact our weather going into Thursday of next week. So things remain active. This will be our only chance of snow. Long term, we warm up, and because we warm up, we're looking at mostly just rain as we head into next week. Coldest days today and tomorrow. We warm up, though, for the weekend. If you're heading off to the shoe, should be dry for that game on Saturday. But, of course, our full attention is on the roads for this morning. That's why we have our own Amy Steigerwald standing by for a look at the traffic.
We are starting to watch things pick up out there. A couple crashes to talk about. First, on the south side, we've been watching this for almost an hour. Those northbound lanes of 23 right at 762 impacted by a crash crews are responding to. So Commercial Point, Asheville drivers, watch for that. Again, as you're heading northbound on 23 on the south side this morning. Also watching a crash just popped up, I-70 as you're coming into the metro going westbound right at James Road. Can't quite see it in that bottom right-hand camera, but just know the left shoulder's blocked. I-70 westbound just as you're coming up to 33 over there, again, into the metro. You can also see those upper two cameras really seeing those snowflakes fall up in Delaware County on I-71 and on 23 here this morning. We'll keep an eye on both of those crashes. We'll let you know if anything else pops up with another check of your forecast and traffic in the next few minutes. I'm going to send things back to you.
All right, our team coverage continues. You may be getting ready to head out to start your day. The Ohio Department of Transportation was out early, ready to work on the changing road conditions.
10 TV's Kara Lake joins us live from the roads. Kara, you spoke with the crews at ODOT. How have they been preparing for this, and where are you guys right now exactly?
Yeah, we're still driving around here, and we just got an update from ODOT actually within the hour, and they're saying that they have more than 235 crews out on the road right now, just because you saw throughout the morning, these conditions are changing. The snow is coming down. I just want to give you a live look of what we're seeing right now. There's just a light blanket of snow, but those crews are still working to clear any ice and snow that accumulates. But they're saying right now the important thing you can do if you're out on the roads is to give them room to work. They say they are trying to get that cleared out as soon as possible. With the main roadways, they hope to have clear within 2 hours of the last snowfall. So if you think it's not getting cleared, they're working on it, trust me. But they also need your help to keep everyone safe while driving this morning and also this winter.
We're driving big, heavy trucks carrying thousands of pounds of salt. We're focused on trying to clear the roadways and spread material. If we have cars passing us, within an inch or so, that's not a lot of tolerance for something to go wrong. So the more space you can give us, the better job we can do, the faster we can get the roads clear so everybody gets home safe.
And if you are noticing some hazardous conditions, you can also report that to ODOT, they said. You can just visit their website, let them know that there is a problem area that you think that needs to be addressed. We'll keep you updated throughout the morning. We're going to keep driving around Central Ohio, making sure that you get to your destination safely. Back to you guys.
All right, Kira, thanks so much. Today it's the winter weather preps, but by tomorrow morning, the rain and snow could turn into black ice. The roads can become a very dangerous place when the temperatures drop after the snow and rain hit. Black ice forms on curbs, roads, drainage areas, pretty much any path. Experts say ice is more commonly seen at night when temperatures drop. Keep in mind, even if you have four-wheel drive and you feel comfortable on those roads, not everyone does, and they could still pose a real danger. We spoke with authorities in Fairfield County who say they pre-treated the roads ahead of the storm.
We really try to get out there and get everything pre-treated and get a lot of material on the road. That's challenging because the rain can wash a lot of that stuff off. So we're always fighting that. But we found that, even though we lose some material that doesn't get used, by getting out there and pre-treating, it does wonders to get in front of the black ice and help eliminate that as much as we can.
Fairfield County authorities started treating the roads a couple hours before the storm hit, and they plan to have several trucks and crew members out throughout the day monitoring the road conditions.
And treating all the roads is a top priority for local authorities. They are pointing to some priority areas that they really focus on more during winter weather conditions.
The major bridges are at the top of our priority, so we get out there and get those hit first because they will freeze first. And then they tend to, if we're having problems, then or we think there may be problems, then we will pay more attention to them. But generally, after we get out there and get them first, they become part of the rotation with the road.
Driving on bridges and across overpasses can become extremely dangerous when the temperatures drop below freezing. And here's what law enforcement encourages drivers to do while they're out on the roads.
Always drive with caution. If it's a cold morning, then definitely watch those bridges and overpasses. Leave a little extra time, leave additional space in between you and the vehicle in front of you, because you go to stop and you hit that ice. It could be a bad day.
And you want to take a look at this snow falling in Marysville this morning. It's expected to continue throughout most of the morning hours. Let's look at the weather impact right now in Central Ohio. The man with even more pinpoint on the timing, Dylan.
Yeah, it's all going to be about location and elevation as we head out there today. Looking at some light snow showers until about 9 o'clock. So we have about 2 more hours. Right now it's 7:08 on your Thursday. So I'd say another 90 minutes to 2 hours. Okay. Things will start to improve there on after. Let's get a look here at what we can expect. And like I just preached, before 9 o'clock in the morning, generally speaking, less than 1/2 inch of accumulation, but that will vary based on location. Up there in Delaware County, you have a few more hills, so you guys might look at a little bit more up there. Windy and cold as we go into the afternoon hours. Oh man, those wind chills are going to be downright frigid. More on that here in just a bit. All right, Doppler radar, the green, obviously the rain, the white, obviously the snow. As we go ahead and zoom in, we're looking at a battle right now. On one hand, you have the cold air. On the other hand, you have the warm air. Those two are kind of fighting it out this morning. Delaware right now, look at that. We are seeing that transition over the snow, and then down to the south, we're getting some wet snowflakes mixing in there as well. As we look out for this afternoon, there is a second round on the way, but this is by and large going to miss Central Ohio. We have a winter weather advisory for an additional 1 to 2 inches of snow tonight. Why is that? They have another weak system that's going to impact them as we head into this evening. Here at home, from now until mid-morning, this is what we're looking at here. Higher elevations, maybe an inch. Lower elevations, under 1/2 inch. And that's going to vary from location to location. As we head towards this morning, again, 9 o'clock, we're pushing a lot of the snow down to our south. Here's I-70. South of I-70, we're looking at the better chance of snow today. And then by 1 o'clock, maybe a few off and on snow flurries. But if we do get snow, it's not going to stick, right? So as we go ahead and zoom out, there's that second round I just mentioned. This is why parts of Indiana, southwest Ohio may see 1 to 2 inches, because it's going to be pounding down snow this afternoon going into tonight. So could be looking at some travel disruptions out there. That will miss us for the most part. Next 12 hours, we're looking at snow before about 9 o'clock in the morning, maybe a few off and on flurries. And man, temperatures are going to be so chilly as we go into the afternoon with wind chill values in the 20s, air temperatures here in the middle end of the 30s. This afternoon, this is what you want to dress for. You don't want to dress for the mid 30s. You want to dress for the mid 20s because this is what it actually feels like on your skin. So we're going to be looking at temperatures downright cold as we go into the afternoon. Then we turn our attention to the threat of black ice tonight. Why? We're getting all this moisture and it's going to refreeze here, especially on those bridges and overpasses. Bridges always, always, always freeze first. Why? There's no insulation. They're cooling from the top, they're cooling from the bottom, and so they lose heat much quicker compared to regular highways, and so that's going to be a problem. That cold air is here for about 2 more days. I'm thinking today, tomorrow, and Saturday, and then once we get on the other side of Saturday, things will start improving. Dry on Saturday if you're heading off to the shoe for the football game. Sunday not looking too bad. Looking at some scattered showers on Monday. We catch a break on Tuesday. And then around and around we go. More rain expected towards the end of the day on Wednesday. We have Amy Steigerwald looking at your traffic. Amy, what disruptions are we seeing?
Definitely seeing some dicey conditions out there. A couple crashes that we want to point out. First, we've been watching this one for about an hour now. 23 on the south side. Blocked off a little bit right as you're hitting 762. We're especially watching those northbound lanes move slow this morning. So Commercial Point, Asheville drivers, there's your heads up. Also 70 westbound, just within the past 5 minutes, we've watched EMS arrive to this scene. This is right as you're hitting 33, the left lane blocked off over there, and we're watching some delays through that spot as well. Taking a look over there, you can see where we've got crews posted up, blocking that left lane right now. It just looks like we've got a little bit of traffic inching by. So as you're coming in to the downtown area, expect that I-70 westbound will be slow just as you're passing that 33 split here this morning. It is also obviously snowing out, so a couple other spots around town. Delaware County, Marysville drivers, especially you guys, take it slow this morning so we can remain as problem-free as we possibly can. I'm going to send things back to you.
Amy, thanks so much. This morning, the Bureau of Criminal Investigation is looking into an incident in northeast Columbus where police shot a 16-year-old murder suspect. This is from a story we first brought you yesterday morning. Police say a man was shot and killed after he approached a 16-year-old who was seen breaking into vehicles. Officers then tracked down that 16-year-old yesterday afternoon. They say he was walking with a rifle in his hand. That's when at least one officer shot him.
Our homicide detectives have not slept. They have not left the office. This is 16 hours now that they're working on this case. And this goes for every homicide in our city. Our detectives do everything they can, which means losing sleep, all that, to ensure that we solve each and every homicide in our city.
The 16-year-old is now in the hospital in life-threatening condition. He's being charged with murder and will possibly face additional charges.
This morning, neighbors of a Columbus apartment complex are wanting more security after that deadly shooting. Community members say break-ins are a problem in the area. They say some of the outdoor lights don't work and that there used to be special duty officers patrolling the area, but not anymore. 10 TV tried talking with the apartment property managers about those concerns, but they passed. And they told us to talk with corporate. We're waiting to hear back from the corporate company.
Right now, there is new leadership in both the Ohio House and Senate. The Republican caucus unanimously elected Senator Matt Huffman as the new Speaker of the House. Huffman has served as Senate President since January 2021. He'll take over his new role when the 136th General Assembly meets in January. Ohio Senator Rob McCauley is now replacing Huffman as the next Senate President. He has served in the Ohio Senate since 2017. He'll also take over in January.
A top 5 matchup at the Shoe this Saturday, but the Buckeyes will be without one of their best players. Center Seth McLaughlin is now done for the year. Torn Achilles is the reason. Carter Hinsman stepping up, taking over as the man in the middle this weekend. It is a massive loss, but head coach Ryan Day says this is exactly why you recruit with depth in mind.
It's a great opportunity for those guys now, and they both played a lot of football. We won a lot of games with Carson in center, and Austin's played, and yeah, again, it's like a body blow when something like that happens. Seth means a lot to this team and what he's done since he's been here. We'll talk about that in another moment, but we're going to move on and focus on the future and focus on the guys that'll be in the game.
Hinsman has experience snapping the ball all 12 games last year for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
For the players on the field, it will be a tough time with the undefeated Hoosiers coming to town. It's a remarkable turnaround after a disappointing season last year. The game is here in Columbus. Despite the loss of the starting center, Coach Day hopes his team stays in control.
But ultimately, this is always about us, in our preparation. Every week we try to keep the same routine and focus on us. Now, you got to know your opponent. It's very, very important to know their tendencies and what they do.
The Hoosiers are, of course, also preparing for the game. So far this season, Indiana has the most wins of any season in program history there.
And the only limitations on this football team would be those we put on ourselves between our ears. But this is a group of guys that do not think that way. And we're going to go in to this next game confident, believing, and we're going to go out there and we're going to play well.
The big game kicks off Saturday at noon from the Shoe.
The high school playoffs are quickly coming to a close. Regional finals are tomorrow night. Our game of the week is Olentangy Liberty taking on Pick North. Both teams have the same record, 11-2. The game is going to be played at the historic Crew Stadium. So we'll have highlights for you on that one and some others around the region tomorrow night at 11 on 1st and 10. All right, let's check in with meteorologist Dylan Robichaud, who has the latest on this weather impact day.
Yeah, we've been busy over the last few hours. We are tracking that 10 weather impact until about 9 o'clock this morning for the threat of snow. And then after 9 o'clock, that 10 weather impact continues through the afternoon as we're going to be tracking very low wind chills out there. Snow showers expected, and that's exactly what we're seeing out here today. With every model run, what you're looking for consistency. And the models have been spot on showing the snow moving in this morning. And so I'm pretty optimistic with what they're telling me. And what they're telling me is by about 9 o'clock, we're kicking most of the moisture out of here. Zooming in right now, you can see as we move into the metro area, not a whole lot, just some snow flurries. None of that, by the way, is sticking to the ground, so I'm not concerned about ice. Down here to the south, it's still too warm, but eventually we will get that switch over to snow as we get that colder air to kind of intrude into the area. How much? Not a whole lot today. Higher elevations could see a ½ inch to an inch. Lower elevations, maybe a few 1/100ths of an inch. Tonight, it's all about the chill, as pretty much everybody and their brother will get down below freezing. It'll be cold, cold, cold when you wake up tomorrow morning. If you're going to be hitting the roadways tomorrow morning, especially early in the day, there's going to be black ice. Going to be especially careful. Do not slam on the brakes. You want to pump the brakes. If you're driving in hilly terrain, it's always better to downshift here before you use the brakes. And of course, if you do hit that black ice, what you want to do is keep the steering wheel going straight, and especially around curves. Around curves is where the majority of vehicle wrecks actually happen. So again, just be very careful and very vigilant out there tomorrow. Black ice in the morning, turning dry for Saturday and Sunday. Showers expected again on Monday. And in fact, after Friday, that will be our next best chance of any rain. Then we catch a break on Tuesday. Active weather expected towards the middle to later half of next week. We have Amy standing by right now for a look at your roadways.
Definitely picking up out there. A couple trouble spots that have somewhat gotten worse within the past 5 minutes or so. 23 northbound right as you're hitting 762. That's on the south side. We've got some lanes closed over there. So Commercial Point, Asheville drivers, note that as you head out the door. Again, on the south side, particularly going northbound on 23, and then 70 definitely backing up here right as you're hitting 33. We've got the left lane blocked off due to a crash over there. Let's take a look at some of those backups. You can see EMS is on the scene here in those westbound lanes of 70, which then those backups trickle all the way to Courtright Road. You can see a little bit bumper to bumper traffic here this morning. So coming into downtown, you will be slow moving. Upper two cameras show that snow. I-71 right by the Outlet Mall, really seeing those snowy conditions. Sticking to the roadways here this morning. Take it slow out there. And then 33 Marysville drivers also seeing that snow as well. We'll have another check on those crashes coming up within the next few minutes. I'm going to send things back to you.
All right, in Consumer 10 News. New job numbers show Ohio's unemployment rate is dropping. We talked with an economist from Nationwide Financial about what these new numbers mean for the state. The data shows Ohio's unemployment rate was just above 4.3% during October. That's down from September. The economist from Nationwide Financial tells us that even though it's a slight improvement, it all impacts our local economy.
I think we're a very service-centric area here in Columbus. And, given that that's the growth engine for the U.S. economy and the Ohio economy as well. That we're going to do pretty well here because these are the companies that are going to benefit from the overall spending activity and the increase in jobs, and that means pretty good continued growth to the local area.
And while Ohio's unemployment rate is improving, it's still higher than it was in October of last year.
This morning, more people are weary of the new way to apply for this year's free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA. You may remember we reported earlier this week those applications were open. Last year, it was a messy rollout that caused headaches for pretty much everyone involved. Now the form is open to everyone, and financial experts are telling students to start that process now.
Know what your deadlines are and make sure you're meeting them, but they will be different for every student depending on where they're applying to school and where they're from.
To get things going this morning, students need an account, username, and password for the FAFSA site. Applicants and their families should also gather any tax, banking, and investment documents.
Looking ahead, President-elect Donald Trump is looking to fill his cabinet within the next week. And right now, a House Ethics Committee report on Attorney General choice Matt Gaetz will now be released. It will not be released for now. Gaetz met with Republicans in Washington yesterday as he tried to bolster support for his nomination.
The senator's been giving me a lot of good advice. I'm looking forward to a hearing. Folks have been very supportive. They've been saying we're going to get a fair process. So it's a great day of momentum for the Trump-Vance administration.
Two sources familiar with the transition say Trump is expected to tap his former director of the Office of Management and Budget, Russell Vought, to head that agency again. We're at 7:21. This is the first snow of the season we are taking in. I was going to say enjoy, but we're taking in right now, and it's sure to make the roads an issue.
Some of us are enjoying it. Our Kiara Lake is live out on the roads this morning with a glimpse of what they look like right now.
Yeah, I think we're all being careful with our roads right now. This definitely taking in, but what I'm taking in here is actually beautiful. It does look like a winter wonderland outside, but it doesn't mean that the road conditions are beautiful. Things have been a bit slick. The snow has been coming down, and it is blanketing some of the cars around here. Just a moment ago here in Delaware, we saw a woman that was scraping off her cars. Make sure you do that if you are headed out. You want to keep everyone safe. But we also did catch up with ODOT earlier this week that said they have a lot of crews out here working hard to make sure that you can get to your destination safely. They're putting down salt. Their plow trucks are out. And just so you know, if it looks like they haven't been in that area, they probably have. It's just that the snow just keeps coming down. But they say that give them at least 2 hours after snowfall, and that's when you can kind of call in about the hazardous conditions that you may see that they may not be aware of. All you have to do is reach out to them on their website, and they will be sure to get back with you, or just head out there and clear out that area. But also, ODOT says they do have crews out here clearing those roads, and it's important right now that you give those crews plenty of space to work because you don't want to get too close to them. Right now, their main priority is clearing these roads, making sure you get to your destination on time, and you don't want to give them an extra problem because you're just driving a little bit too closely. And we just learned within the past hour that ODOT actually has more than 230 crews, so a lot to be mindful of. But we did talk to them, but they just say be patient with them during this time.
We're driving big, heavy trucks carrying thousands of pounds of salt. We're focused on trying to clear the roadways and spread material. If we have cars passing us, within an inch or so, that's not a lot of tolerance for something to go wrong. So the more space you can give us, the better job we can do, the faster we can get the roads clear so everybody gets home safe.
So it's all about teamwork this morning. A lot of people are driving in conditions we weren't used to. I know I'm putting my winter coat on for the first time today. So just give yourself plenty of time to make it to your destination. Right now we're in Delaware, but we're headed to Columbus. I'll keep you updated on these road conditions throughout the morning.
All right, exemplifying what it means to say what a difference a day makes. Thanks, Kiara. Local authorities do want you to stay safe during this winter weather, and they encourage you to have an emergency kit in your car just in case. Here's a closer look at the list of things they should be in it. You'll want to have a car charger for your phone, a blanket, a first aid kit, bottled water with plenty of snacks, and you'll also want to be sure to have an ice scraper. A flashlight with extra batteries is handy, and something for traction just in case you get stuck. They suggest salt or cat litter, sand could work as well. We are going to take just a real quick break to give an update to our broadcast viewers.
Yeah, you'll see the radar pop up, then you'll see the update we give the broadcast viewers. Then the radar will come back again before we continue our coverage right here on 10 TV Plus. Stick around. Time is 7:26 on your Thursday morning. I'm Jay Plyburn. With winter weather finally here in Central Ohio, there are a few items you should put in your car this morning before heading out the door. You'll want to have a car charger for your cell phone, a blanket, first aid kit, bottled water, and plenty of snacks. You'll also need to have an ice scraper, flashlight with extra batteries, and things that can help you get traction in the snow and ice, like sand, salt, or cat litter, just in case you get stuck. Let's check in with Amy Steigerwald to see how things are on the roads right now.
Good morning. Definitely seeing that snowfall down in a couple spots and a couple issues as well. Bottom two cameras show you I-70 westbound. We've got a crash right around that 33 area. So westbound lanes definitely slow moving. You can see that snow on I-71 up in Delaware County and out in Marysville on 33 as well. Let's check in with Dylan. He's got your 10 weather impact forecast.
And I want to give you a look right now at the Doppler radar. This is new model run. This is a new radar scan that just came in within the last few seconds. And you can see as we zoom on in, we got plenty of white showing up. That's the snow. Then where temperatures are warmer, we've got the rain. But we are getting snow through Johnstown, Delaware, and Marysville right now. You can see up towards Delaware County, we have that switch over to snow within the past half hour. And this will continue. Look how cold it gets heading into the afternoon. My, oh my, mid-20s. So dress for some winter-like weather. We've got your snow out here this morning, and then we just have the downright cold wind chills as we head into the afternoon, as we'll be looking at temperatures pretty steady here in the middle end of the 30s. Cloudy and dry this afternoon, maybe a few more snow flurries late this afternoon. And then we have the concern of black ice tomorrow morning. We'll discuss that more in detail coming up at 7:55.
Welcome back to our special coverage on 10 TV Plus. We have team coverage for you this morning. 10 TV News reporter Kiara Lake is live in Columbus with how ODOT is treating the roads right now.
Amy Steigerwald keeping track of the roads with you and any detours you might need to take this morning. Let's get the weather impact all across Central Ohio with Dylan Robichaud, who's been tracking this. We also have a view of the road conditions out in North Columbus. Yes, there it is. You can see there's snow falling right now. And so as you get ready to head out, keep this in mind, be vigilant, be patient. Those conditions out there are going to make the roads slick around just about wherever you are. We do know that in Delaware County it was especially an issue. It's been snowing for the past couple of hours there. We're showing that view from 71 near the outlet mall. It just looked like regular old winter morning.
And up there, again, a little bit more elevation makes all the difference here. So the snow is sticking up there. Notice that the snow is sticking on tree branches, not on the roads.
I say that's good.
Yeah,
That's
that
good.
is definitely a good thing, and that's what we said would happen. So, and that's what will continue to happen as we head through today. Winter weather advisories have now been posted to our southwest. That is for a second round of snow moving in tonight, going into tomorrow morning, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m., an additional 1 to 2 inches. Unfortunately, if you are a snow lover, I don't think that next round of snow is actually going to hit central Ohio. I think that stays southwest of the area. But if you have any folks out there, just let them know that they have more on the way heading into tonight. Okay, so we got some business to talk about this morning. We've got the white stuff, so that would be the snow, and it is picking up in intensity for some of you, Westerville, New Albany, even towards Dublin, Hilliard. We're getting in on some action. And then as we work our way down to the south, it's rain. Why? Too warm. So like Lancaster and down towards Laurelville, looking at mostly rain with a few snowflakes kind of mixed into the mixture, right? Snowfall forecast for today. Coshocton, Mount Vernon, possibly as high as an inch. But as we head out there right now in Franklin County, it's going to be really hard to get anything to stick. 33 is the current temperature. You know what number you want to be focusing on? This one right here, 25. Why so cold? It's windy out there. Just a little bit of wind can really drop down what the air feels like. Right now, up towards Marion and up towards Bucyrus, we've dropped down to around freezing, but then where we have that rain, it's still too warm to get that switch over to snow. High temperatures today, we are on the struggle bus. We struggle to even get past 35 degrees. It is going to be a downright chilly afternoon, and so when you factor in the wind, it's going to be uncomfortable. All right, so snow chances highest before about 10 o'clock. Once we get to lunchtime, notice right here, we go from 59% down to 18%. So we are going to be looking at things improving heading into the future. And then the cold air leaks into the area tonight. Here's a look at that jet stream, that fast ribbon of moving air. That cold air is going to slide down to the south. And with that will come that intrusion of that cold air for Friday morning. The coldest day is today, but we're going to be looking at the possibility of black ice as you head out the door tomorrow. Where do we go from here? So today we have the rain and snow, maybe a few showers tomorrow. This upper level low is responsible for all of this rain and snow. That's going to be moving on out of here. So as we look at that pushing out of here for Saturday, by around Friday night, we kick the moisture out of here. That means that we're in good shape for the Buckeye game on Saturday. So if you're heading off to that, any tailgating, I think we're looking at pretty good shape. Tailgating, we are cold, 39 degrees, and then the sun eventually begins to come out as we head towards halftime, and by the final score, we're looking at temperatures in the middle and upper end of the 40s. By the way, wind chill is also pretty low out there tomorrow morning. We will be looking at that possibility of black ice Friday morning. You step out the door tomorrow, you better be prepared because this is what you're walking out to here on Friday. And remember, we have that possibility of ice on bridges and overpasses. Sunday looks a lot drier, and then we are preparing for more rain by Monday of next week. Amy, what are the roadways looking like?
Good morning. Right at 7:33, a crash just within the past 5 minutes or so. I-270 westbound to Avery Murfield Drive up in the Dublin area. We've got some lane closures in place. Again, that's right at that 270-33 split over there. Also still watching a crash here in the downtown area as you're coming in on I-70 westbound. Right as you're hitting 33, we've got the left lane blocked off and those delays just continuing to build, even pushing into 270 here this morning. So expect to be slow moving as you take I-70 westbound this morning. We're also still watching this crash on the south side, 23 northbound right at 762. Again, that's for our Commercial Point Asheville drivers. We've got some lane closures in place over there. There is your view out in Dublin. Not too backed up, but just watch for those crews pushed off over there. And then you can still see where we've got police and EMS on scene on I-70 westbound right as you're approaching 33. So a couple issues that we are watching. You can also see that snow up in Delaware County here this morning. Take it slow, add some time to your commute, especially if you're coming in from the north side. Tracy.
All right, Amy. This morning, the trial for Craig Butler will continue. Police say he shot and killed a 13-year-old in the Hilltop 2 years ago. And just last year, a grand jury declined to charge Butler with murder. Prosecutors say multiple witnesses said that Reed shot at Butler first while Butler was inside of his truck. This morning, Butler is facing charges of improperly handling a firearm and tampering with evidence.
Why would shell casings be of significance to a criminal investigation?
So the shell casings, first and foremost, they indicate somebody was shooting.
We do know that, in fact, at least one person was shooting at that scene, and Mr. Reed was shot.
Correct.
So, but those shell casings were never recovered.
No, they were not.
10 TV will let you know as soon as there is a verdict there.
A new Columbus police officer is sharing her story this morning after rescuing a man from a burning truck last week. The driver crashed into a pillar on the 270-71 interchange and could not escape the truck as it went up in flames. Without thinking twice, Officer Gloria West ran to the passenger door as her partner ran to the driver's side. She says she didn't even consider the fact that she was risking her own life to save a stranger.
I just kind of treat it like I would of my family members. I mean, if my family member was in there, what would I want someone to do? And I would want them to absolutely get them out any means necessary.
The officer's hand is now bandaged with second-degree burns. She'll have to keep those bandages on for about another month, but she says it's a small price to pay, knowing she helped save a life.
A Columbus charter school is now suing Columbus City Schools in order to get transportation for their students. The lawsuit says the district is violating state law by not transporting Franklinton High School students. The founder of that school says that they're hoping for a resolution soon in order to return to a professional working relationship with the CCS district. In a statement, CCS says it's not been served with the lawsuit yet. Once it is, it will respond as appropriate within the timelines established by the court.
Happening tonight, parents and community members in Columbus will be able to learn more about the district's plan to close several schools. The meeting is set for 6 tonight. The district's building at 3700 South High Street is scheduled to go for 3 hours. Columbus City Schools considering closing 9 schools and an administrative building, but it says no action will be taken tonight.
A big congratulations are in order this morning after Central Ohio raised $26 million for cancer research. Pelotonia has just released this year's totals, sending out a big thank you to everyone who participated this year. We also know the dates for next year's event. August 1st is the opening ceremony. If you want to ride, then that's Saturday and Sunday. If you want to help beat this year's $26 million, again, mark your calendars for August 2nd and 3rd of 2025. Let's turn now to the weather impact here in Central Ohio today as we take a live look at the road conditions. Okay, we're north of Columbus and you can see there is some snow falling. Be vigilant while you're out there driving. The winter conditions making the road slick as you would expect, especially north around Delaware County, and that's where it's been snowing for at least an hour right now.
And this will continue for about another 90 minutes. You can see some of it sticking out there on the roadways. Luckily, we're not getting any reports of any ice forming on the roads.
That's good.
Yeah, soil temperatures are still around 35 to 40 degrees, so it's mostly melting on contact. We are looking at the possibility of rain and snow out here before about 9 o'clock in the morning. So right now your time is 7:38, so we have about another hour and 20 minutes. Less than a half inch of accumulation, windy and downright cold as we go into the afternoon hours. We'll talk more about the cold in just a minute. Right now, though, we have a very active radar showing up. You see we got those snow showers moving in. I just stepped outside within the last 5 minutes. We're getting those teensy tiny snowflakes here in downtown Columbus, so I can confirm it is snowing in the metro area. Down to the south, though, Lancaster, Laurelville, you guys are kind of struggling to get that snow because it's just so warm. I mean, temperature 36, 37, it's going to be hard to get snow at that point. The darker blue on the map, though, so we have numbers right here. We also have a legend at the top of your screen. If you're in the blue, we're talking the possibility of an inch of accumulation. This part of Ohio is a little bit more elevated here, closer to 1,000 feet. That's why we are looking at a little bit more accumulation there. Today, though, we're looking at a little bit of snow out here through about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Then eventually we take that threat, we push it south of I-70 as we head towards this afternoon. Here's a look at lunchtime, still tracking some snow flurries out there. And then here comes round 2. But this next round of snow is unfortunately going to miss this. Or fortunately, if you don't like snow, it's all very subjective. But you'll notice that parts of Indiana, southwest Ohio could be looking at upwards of 1 to 2 inches overnight tonight as that passes off to the south. Then it's all about the chill. Wind chills dipping down to the mid-20s as we head towards this afternoon. And so as you're dressing up the kids at the bus stop today, again, think, what would I wear late December? Because that's how cold it gets out here today. This is the storm that is responsible for driving in these snow showers. This strong upper level low, you can see with that counterclockwise spin, that gets out of here by tomorrow. Maybe a little residual snow showery activity early on Friday. But for the most part, that's gone for the weekend. Looking at some dry weather moving in for Saturday and Sunday. So we're in pretty good shape if you're heading off to the shoe for the Buckeye game on Saturday. Sunday not looking too shabby. Rain is back here by Monday of next week, and then looking pretty dry as we head towards Tuesday with a brief shower. Rain, a more significant rain event could be likely towards Wednesday. Amy, it looks like you have a crash that you're tracking.
We have a couple that we want to flag for you. Here at 740, this one popping up within the past 10 minutes. 270 westbound to Avery Muirfield Drive. Up in Dublin, we've got some lane closures in place over there. And we've got a little bit of slow moving traffic at that split as well. So watch for that. And then here in the metro area, still watching this crash, only delaying things even more. I-70 westbound, right as you're hitting 33 over there, and those westbound lanes are backed up pretty much all the way to the 270 split. We've got the left lane blocked off, EMS on scene, and that westbound traffic slow moving. Let's take a look at both of these spots as you head out the door. Upper left-hand camera shows you that view out in Dublin. You can see where those slowdowns start to happen, and then bottom left-hand camera shows you that view at James Road, just around that crash where it's at. You can see where we've still got that left shoulder still slightly blocked off. We'll keep an eye on both of these and let you know when they clear up. But for now, I'm going to send things back to you.
All right, thanks so much. Our team coverage does continue. We are not alone in watching this first snow of the season. The Ohio Department of Transportation has its crews out. They were out trying to get ahead of all of this.
Oh yeah, 10 TV's Kara Lake joins us now live from the roads. Kara, you spoke with that ODOT crew. They've been preparing for this for at least the past few days.
They really have, and it seems like their preparations have paid off. They said all their equipment looks great. Salt is basically full, so they have a lot to work with right now. And I want to show you the conditions. We've been driving across central Ohio, making our way to Union County. We're now inching back closer into Franklin County. We're leaving the Delaware area, headed towards Columbus. Road conditions right now are slick. As you can see, the snow is coming down still. So if you are headed out, just be careful and just know that ODOT says they have more than 230 crews out here. So if you see them on the road, give them some room.
We're driving big, heavy trucks carrying thousands of pounds of salt. We're focused on trying to clear the roadways and spread material. If we have cars passing us, within an inch or so, that's not a lot of tolerance for something to go wrong. So the more space you can give us, the better job we can do, the faster we can get the roads clear so everybody gets home safe.
And we'll be heading towards Columbus right now. We'll keep giving you live looks at the road conditions so you know what you can expect as you head out the door. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you. We do want to keep you prepared in this rain and snow in case it turns into black ice.
Yeah, when the temperature drops after the rain or snow, the roads can become very dangerous. As you know, black ice may be an issue this week. It can form on roads, curbs, drainage areas, pretty much any path. Experts say it's more commonly seen at night when the temperatures do drop to their lowest. Remember, even if you have four-wheel drive and feel comfortable on the roads, it doesn't mean everyone does, and they could pose a real danger. The Fairfield County engineer says they're ready to pre-treat the roads ahead of the storm, or they have been doing that, rather.
And driving on bridges and across the overpasses can be dangerous as well when the temperature drops below freezing. Here's what the Pickaway County Sheriff is encouraging all of us who are driving to do while we're out on the roads.
Always drive with caution. If it's a cold morning, then definitely watch those bridges and overpasses. Leave a little extra time, leave additional space in between you and the vehicle in front of you, because you go to stop and you hit that ice, it could be a bad day.
All right, so you may see a few snowplow drivers out on the roads this morning. If you see one, remember, you need to move over. Give the snow plow plenty of room to do its job. We always say don't crowd the plow. And you also don't want to tailgate or pass.
Looking ahead this morning, special attraction coming to Central Ohio. Zumbizi Bay is announcing the first conservation tower water park coming to Powell next summer. This morning, we're getting a sneak peek at the 3 new attractions. Take a look. The Hive flies you through a 2-person tube and 720-degree helixes in a massive beehive before you fly out. Not to be outdone, Captina Falls starts 51 feet up, and then you race down through rally points on a mat. And then there's also Muscle Mayhem. That's one of the longest water slides at Zumbizi Bay. Sign me up.
We're so far from Zumbizi Bay days on this winter day. But anyway, congratulations to Pelotonia this morning. The fundraiser raised $26.2 million for cancer research. Pelotonia released its totals at its night of impact last night, and they're sending out this huge thank you to all of those who participated, whether they were biking, volunteering, challenging, cheering. It all goes to help in this really important grassroots effort. We can also tell you that next year, if you want to help beat this year's $26 million, mark your calendars, get ready for August 2nd and 3rd of 2025.
Well, if you've been looking forward to the new Wicked movie, we have some good news. Just hours from now, several local theaters are offering early screenings of the highly anticipated musical. The official release date isn't until tomorrow, but several local theaters will begin screening this afternoon. And if you love the stage version of Wicked, you may want to check out the very special pre-screening at the Drexel Theater in Bexley. Before entering the Emerald City through the silver screen, you'll have an opportunity to hear from actors about what it's like to adapt a show from stage to screen. The magic there starts at 6:30. They do ask you to get tickets ahead of time.
Right now, the weather in Northern California and the Pacific Northwest is being described as historic, record-setting, and deadly. Some forecasters say it's about to get worse. They say an atmospheric river has the potential to bring record flooding in California today. Just yesterday, one mother said that she's lucky to be alive after a tree hit her house.
And I just kind of laid there. And then I forgot my cats had left, and I just freaked out.
I'm getting sandbags to stop the water from going in the house.
How bad does it get?
It gets pretty bad.
I love that he's smiling. In spite of all of this, the broader region still recovering from this week's bomb cyclone. The National Weather Service in Oregon is reporting it's tied for the most intense weather ever recorded. Let's bring it back to Central Ohio, why don't we? We are going to get to Dylan in just a minute. I've been told we're going to give you this view of the roads. I think it looks so pretty there on the sidewalks,
It really
Jay.
does, yeah. This is the time of year, too, for snow. So this is looking good. Winter's here.
Everybody driving patiently on the roads, please keep that going. If you have to head out, this is a view of what you will be greeted with this morning. Dylan has details on what's ahead.
And what is ahead is once we get rid of the snow, then we turn our attention to the threat of black ice overnight tonight. Black ice isn't actually black, but we call it black ice because it's transparent with the road, with what the road is. And so you can't really see it because it's a thin layer of ice. And so mostly it's just residual moisture that kind of freezes over, so it's kind of hard to spot, and it's mostly prevalent on bridges and overpasses because they always freeze first. Let's say that we have a temperature 3 degrees Celsius, 3 degrees Celsius. What happens at nighttime, the bridge is going to cool first because there's no insulation under the bridge, and so you're cooling from the top and you're cooling from the bottom. That is why we get that black ice, and that's what we're going to be looking at as we head into tomorrow. So just heads up with that. Snow showers before 9 o'clock in the morning. Could I see myself extending it to 10? Sure, but I'm thinking that most of it will be before 9. Round 2 of snow moves in tonight, but Southwest Ohio. We're in Central Ohio, but if you are watching this stream from Southwest Ohio, you could be in for an additional 1 to 2 inches of snow heading into tonight. All week long, I've been saying that this would be a morning event. That's kind of what we're seeing right now as we go ahead and zoom in. Mostly light to moderate snow showers up towards Delaware County. This area has been getting pounded by the snowflakes today. It is a little bit lighter down towards Columbus. Columbus now has seen a full switch over to snow, and then where temperatures are warmer out towards Lancaster, Logan, Laurelville, we are getting reports of just plain old rain out there. Higher elevations, you're going to be in for a much better accumulation, maybe an inch of snow. Lower elevations under 500 feet, maybe just a half of an inch on the grass. Winter weather advisories have been posted to our southwest, and this is only for Southwest Ohio near Dayton down towards Cincinnati for round 2 of snow tonight from 7 p.m. to 2 o'clock in the morning. They could be looking at 1 to 2 inches, and it's going to get cold tonight. There might be some closings and delays here as kids head off to school Friday morning, but that's not going to impact central Ohio. We're going to be looking at some leftover snow up until about 9 to 10 o'clock-ish, and then we're going to be looking at just a few flurries heading into the afternoon. You can see the light blue on the map. That is some very light snow that we're tracking today. By tonight, though, that's at round 2. Look off towards Indiana. That's that heavy snowfall, and because it's going to be a little bit more steady, they're going to be looking at a little bit better accumulation there. We kind of get grazed by that, but not a whole lot to write home about. I don't really think a whole lot accumulates. Temperatures today, we're looking at the wind chill. As you dress up today, this is what you want to dress for this afternoon, as it will feel like 25 degrees here at 2 p.m. Right now, we're just above freezing. That is good because that means that we're not looking at as much ice. But look up here, Bucyrus, Mansfield, Kenton, even Bellefontaine has now dropped down to the upper 20s, lower 30s. So we could be looking at some ice on the roadways up there as they have dropped down below freezing. We don't get a whole lot warmer today. As the sun heats us up, we also have cold air advecting in from the north. So it's kind of net zero for the day. We'll be ending up with temperatures here in the middle end of the 30s. We have snow in the morning, cloudy, dreary this afternoon. Great day to put the crock pot going and come home and the house smells good. It smells like the holidays. Sure, why not? Thanksgiving is a week out and it's going to be looking pretty cloudy for the afternoon. Saturday and Sunday we are dry, and then we get ready for a couple systems next week. One will roll in on Monday, possibly another one delivering rain late in the day on Wednesday going into Thursday. That is it for me. Here's a look at Amy Steigerwald, who's been watching the roads.
We have been keeping a close eye on a couple crashes. This one out in the Dublin area, 270 westbound, getting off at Avery Muirfield Drive. We've got lanes blocked off on that ramp. So watch for that. A little bit of slow moving traffic over there as well. Keep that in mind. Also heading out on I-70 westbound, still watching slow moving traffic. Right at 33, we've got the left lane blocked off, and you can see those westbound lanes definitely slow moving this morning. We're starting to watch this clear just a little bit, but still seeing crews on scene. Taking a look at both of those spots on our cameras, there are those crews on I-70 westbound, looking a little bit better right now than it was at least about 10 minutes ago. Up here in Dublin, 270 at 33, still slow, also because of that crash we mentioned. You can see where the snow is really coming down this morning. I-71 up in Delaware County at the Outlet Mall. We are seeing those conditions get even more and more white, a little bit worse out there. So we'll keep an eye on both of those things. And if any other issues pop up, we'll let you know. Jay?
All right, Amy, thank you. And here's one last look at the conditions outside. This is video from Marysville in the past 20-30 minutes or so. You can see the snow has really been coming down. You definitely want to play it safe on the roads this morning. Take your time. Give yourself plenty of space out there.
It is beautiful. And if you have time, grab a little emergency kit. That's what they are recommending. Put a charger in there, a blanket, a first aid kit, some water, some snacks.
Snacks. Your go-to are Cheez-Its, you said?
Cheez-Its, that's my go-to. Just be careful out there. You'll get through it. This is the beginning of the season.
Beginning of the season. It is beautiful. We have to embrace it. But please stay safe on the roads. Stay inside if you don't need to go out. Just enjoy the day inside. Thanks for being here with us.
Take care, everybody.